This website is not just a blog, it's a commonplace book. In early modern Europe, commonplace books were used to compile information that individuals found significant or interesting. They helped circulate writing before the printing press was invented. Each commonplace book was unique to the individual. My commonplace book contains passages from early British literature texts that describe the physical characteristics of female characters within the text. I chose these passages because I saw an emphasis on women's appearance as a common thread throughout the texts we read this semester. I put the passages in the order we read them for class because it was mostly chronological, and I wanted to show the way the descriptions evolved over time. This was also the order that I experienced them, and since commonplace books were traditionally unique to each individual, I wanted my commonplace book to represent my own experience. I chose to place the texts in this order because my perception of some aspects of the portrayal of women in early British literature changed as the semester went on. Although all of the texts I chose still focus on physical appearance, the passages range from presenting these appearances as serious, as seen in the Virgin Martyr Tales, to satire, as seen in The Rape of the Lock. Physical descriptions of women also change from being one of the main points of the text, as seen in L'Envol, to a side note or caveat, as seen in the description of a new world called the Blazing World. Some of the passages describe beautiful women, and some describe ugly women, but they all focus on their physical characteristics. Some of the passages link beauty to goodness, but most passages ignore the other characteristics that make up a woman besides their physical appearances. I use tags to provide a framework for each passage. Each passage is tagged by the name of the author, the name of the work, and the name of the genre or literary modes used in the work. These tags will help readers of the commonplace book understand the difference between the texts, such as which texts are serious and which texts are satirical. The tags can also help readers see similarities within the text. If you click on these tags, the blog will take you to a page with all of the posts that share that same tag. This way, readers can see all the posts that include tags written by the same author, or texts that fit within the same genre in one place. With this feature, readers can compare the differences between the descriptions of women in a specific genre or within a specific work. These tags allow different texts to be placed side by side and will aid readers in recognizing the similarities and the differences between the texts. I chose to title each post and post category by the name of the woman the text within the post describes to make the women seem like actual characters rather than just physical bodies. I wanted the women to have more recognition in my commonplace book than they might have had in their own texts. However, I also included the name of the work and the author's name at the end of each passage to provide context for the posts. Most of the women in my commonplace book have their own distinct names, but for Eve, these categories also show different representations of the same woman. By categorizing the passages by the women's names, readers can also click on the name of the woman on the sidebar to see the different representations of her throughout British literature. For example, readers can see Eve the way Milton portrayed her next to the way Lucy Hutchinson portrayed her. I chose to represent my commonplace book on a blog because the internet is now one of the main sources of texts. Even many ancient manuscripts are being digitized and archived on the internet. Also, with the use of Kindles and e-readers, the use of print text is rapidly declining. Just as the texts I chose show the evolvement of early modern England's views of women, I wanted the medium I chose to represent the evolvement of text. I also wanted to incorporate the effect that this evolvement of textual medium has had on the portrayal of women. With the different forms of new media, such as the internet and TV, images have become much more common. People no longer have to describe women using words. They can simply show an image of them. These images place an even heavier emphasis on physical appearance. People do not have to imagine the images in their head while they are reading the descriptions because they can see the physical characteristics for themselves. Reducing women to pictures could cause female characters in literature to lose their identities even more, so to preserve their representations in early modern English texts, I have recorded them here.